Namaskaram, Swagatam, greetings, and a very warm welcome to all of you to this evening's get together. My name is Shri. I am the moderator for today's program. I will talk with you and take you through the program in today's event. Before we begin, let's just set a couple of ground rules, really simple ones. Number one, we'd really like that you all make yourselves comfortable enough so you can switch on your camera while talking with us, right? It's nice to see each other while we talk, at least virtually for now. Number two, throughout the program, we'd encourage all of you to share your questions, comments, or suggestions with us. And to do so, please make use of the chat window that you see on your Zoom screens. And while you leave in your messages there or your questions, please also include your name and the city of your residence. So we can actually then find out if how relatable your questions or your solutions are to the others in the audience. Okay, and as the moderator, I will throughout the program regularly keep scrolling through the messages through the list of questions in the chat window. Look for an appropriate point in the event, in the ongoing event, interrupt and ask your question on your behalf to the addressee, right? Also, there is a separate Q&A session towards the end of the program. So if you prefer, you might as well reserve your questions for the Q&A session, right? While I say this, I also want to assure all of you that this is a completely safe environment for you to share your thoughts or your questions. And please really do so, because someone else in the audience might have the same question as you, or maybe someone else has the answer to your question, or even better, maybe you have the answer to someone else's question. So anyway, please share your questions, your ideas. By this way, you'd be helping others, also seeking help, right? With this then, let's begin with today's event. Right, we all know that today is about a launch event, right? Maybe you just joined out of inquisitiveness just to see what's in there. Maybe you joined to just see how the first 5 or 10 minutes go and then decide to either stay on or leave. Or perhaps you joined just because you thought you will get something out of it, right? Or maybe you just joined because you didn't have something else to do this Sunday evening. Any which way, whatever it is that made you join us today, we are extremely grateful about it, right? Swasti Shri, what's great? What needs to change? Well, we already just saw what's great, right? That we all have joined this evening is absolutely great. Let's just come to the what needs to change part in a bit, right? But before we get there, I really want to know from you what Swasti Shri, the phrase Swasti Shri, what does it bring to your mind? Also, to put it in other words, what is it that well-being means to you? Is well-being to you living a wealthy life or healthy life? Or is it about eating good food, living with your people? What is it that well-being means to you? Well, based on what I see, what I hear from you, and yeah, as I go through the messages, I see that well-being has a cause to it, and there also could be something that comes in the way of well-being, right? What comes in the way of well-being is exactly what Swasti Shri targets at. And that again for you is Swasti Shri. What's great? What needs to change? Let's together think to ourselves what's great. Obviously, we already saw a couple of great things this evening already. What needs to change as well? So, for all of us who joined this evening, not knowing exactly what for, we really hope you now see a purpose, right? I'm sure there's more to the purpose, but at this point, I pause talking and I very fondly invite my dear friend, Mrs. Malati T. Krishnaswamy, the founder of Bhogya.online, to share with us her thoughts behind this great initiative and also what's coming with Swasti Shri, a series of 12 webinar sessions covering 12 various topics for the next coming 12 months. Mrs. Malati, very, very happy to welcome you once again and very fondly invite you to talk with all of us about Bhogya.online and about Swasti Shri. Over to you, Malati.
Namaskaram. A very good evening to all of you here who have assembled, like Sri Lakshmi just mentioned, with a curious mind or with a plain mind, wanting to know more about the series. And yeah, a warm welcome once again to our very special guest of honor also, whom you'll get to see shortly. So thanks, Sri Lakshmi, for the warm welcome. My name is Malati, and I'm the founder of Bogya.online. It is a wonderful journey. I'm an engineer, entrepreneur, a podcaster, and a motivational speaker. The idea of Bogya.online, I wanted to take this opportunity to also talk a little bit about Bogya.online since we are celebrating our second anniversary today. Just a brief introduction about Bogya, and then I'll take you through what the idea behind Swasti Shri webinar series is all about. So the idea of Bogya actually was conceived about 3.5 years back, and the platform was launched exactly 2 years back with the support and encouragement from friends and well-wishers. Of course, the most important support came from my family, my dear husband, my daughter and my son. My heartfelt thanks to all of you for having taken this very well and supporting me all the way through. Now, life today sets one on a path of material world, a world that we have to experience through our 5 senses of eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and skin. These are very limited in their functions. For example, eyes cannot hear, nose cannot see, skin cannot taste. So at least for us humans, maybe there are other elements in this on this planet which can do all of that. But as humans, we have these limitations, and we never seem to be contented or satiated with these limited experiences that we have. So in our quest for satisfaction or to have fun, we have moved away from being cavemen to being tribals, then to villagers, to city dwellers, and now Martians, soon to be. So all the while, we are creating and leaving behind a whole lot of trash. And this was quite disturbing for me, for we always want to see the world to be, we are always aiming for sustainability in all forms and shapes. And what are we doing? We all seem to be talking of sustainability. Some of them probably have taken small steps here and there to live sustainably, which actually means different things for different people. Some choose to have, probably they buy natural home cleaning agents. Some buy natural cosmetics. Some take to yoga. Some eat organic food. Some become vegan or vegetarian. Whatever it is, these are still not enough. What we want, namely to have a lovable and a sustainable world that we can proudly leave behind for our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren, is something that doesn't come with cosmetic lifestyle changes. I believe that these have to be addressed at the grassroots level, meaning our very thought needs to be changed. Our thoughts needs to progress towards a better life and a better world. For I believe that it is the thought that differentiates one human being from another, And through a better thought, a better world can be achieved. Now, in order for one to have better thoughts, experiences are very important. And this is what we aim to provide at Bogya, provide experiences that matter to make this world more lovable and sustainable. And this is the mission and vision behind Bogya.online. So, how do we do it? We are driven by our three-word culture: engage, enrich, and elevate. Now, imagine a fragrantly flowering plant or a tree that gives delicious fruits. In order for one to see that, we first need to have seeds, sow them, plant those seeds, water them, nourish them, and then you have to wait for it to yield results. Similarly, at Bogya, we provide experiences that help one engage, enrich, and elevate for personal growth. Through personal growth, one can yield the kind of results that would help the world become more lovable and sustainable. So when you engage with us on our platform, you are provided with services that would lay the seeds for your personal growth, offer a knowledge space that would be enriching, and then opportunities to elevate when one is ready to give back. So we provide a platform that promotes exclusively Indian art, culture, heritage, tradition, etc. Living far away from our homeland, it's very easy for us to get waylaid through our curated events, classes, and courses. We aim to help the expat Indians stay connected to their roots. And this, I believe, is very important to have thoughts that would help us progress in life. So, as I told you, I'm very, very happy to be celebrating our second anniversary by launching the Swasti Shri webinar series. Now, what Shri Lakshmi again explained very beautifully what Swasti Shri means, and I see a lot of messages coming in. Even now, we have a couple of messages that have come through with regard to our perspective of what Swasti Shri means. Now, Swasti means well-being, and Shri can also mean auspicious. And let's just say through these series of webinars, we are aiming to provide the best of class well-being. Now, well-being can be seen from very different perspectives. It can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be psychological, social, or spiritual. So we are going to be approaching well-being from all of these perspectives. And I'm hopeful that we can all benefit from the views and the expertise that would be shared on this platform. Now, I would like to share, before I move further, I would like to share with you a poster or show you how we celebrated our So this is what we did for our very first anniversary. So we had a campaign called Samarpanam, a gratitude to grandparents. A small example of how applying thoughts in the right direction would help make a positive difference to the world. So we had artists from across Europe joining us. So these are some of the art forms that were shown. So we had artists from across Europe join us in this campaign to express their gratitude to grandparents. And they showcased their art form as their gratitude and offered this as their samarpanam to their grandparents. And we had tremendous success with this campaign. Now, moving to our second anniversary, again, I wanted to do something different, and we have this Swasti Shri webinars where we would like to join hands with the expat Indians here, expat Indians who are experts in several different topics that we have chosen for this series, and they would be sharing their views about how they had benefited as an expat Indian living in a land where they are not familiar with the language or with the system, and what else can be done to make the situation better for all of us here. So I'm very positive that we all together as a community of expat Indians can immensely benefit from these Swasti Shri webinars. And each of these topics are actually questions that I got asked in my life here in Germany. I have been living in Germany since 2002 with my family. So I have a vast experience, and I'm glad that we have all come together to acknowledge that there is a need today to talk, to appreciate, and to address the challenges that we have. So I'm very glad once again in welcoming you all for this lovely webinar. And yeah, so we're going to be talking about what's great and what needs to change. And I hope you all find it, what shall we say, useful and beneficial. Thank you. Over to you, Sri Lakshmi.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's always as pleasant as it always has been talking to you and hearing you, Malati. Thank you so much. And so meanwhile, I saw Nikhil Rajagopalan raise hand. Nikhil, was there something you want to share or ask?
All good, thanks.
Thank you. So let me pause here for a minute before showering praises on Malati. Is anyone wanting to share any comment, any feedback so far? Like I said, feel free to write in the chat window. I scroll through your messages and ask them on your behalf to the addressee. Great. Malati, of course, you are a motivational speaker and we can see it already. Thank you so much for being an inspiration. Continuing in this mode of motivation, inspiration, we have another exemplary lady with us this evening as our chief guest. And I'd steal all the pleasure, all the honor in welcoming Dr. Mrs. Deepali Telang as the chief guest, as the inspiration, and as the guide to many of us for today's session. Dr. Mrs. Deepali, thank you so much for joining. Before I hand it over to you to share with us your inspirational stories and your experiences, let me give a brief about your profile, as in you are a person who needs no introduction, but like I said, I'd steal the honor to introduce you. So I'd probably give a snapshot of your accomplishments so far. Dr. Mrs. Deepali Telang is the spouse of Honorable Dr. Amit Telang, Consulate General of India, Frankfurt, and she, as I said, graces this event as the chief guest. Dr. Telang holds a bachelor degree in dental surgery. She worked as dental surgeon for 5 years. As a diplomat's spouse, Dr. Telang realized that she wouldn't be able to work as a dental surgeon. She learned German in VHS Berlin, completed C2 level, and then the Grünes Diploma in Teaching German from the Goethe Institute. Since then, she is working as German teacher in Goethe Institutes all over the world. Dr. Telang is passionate about supporting women empowerment, Indian handicrafts, and environment-friendly initiatives. As an office bearer of the External Affairs Spouses Association, the EASA, she was closely associated with many NGOs in India. As a president of the Indian Ladies Club, her main task is providing a platform for the Indian diaspora. Presently, she works as a German teacher in a language institute for immigrants and for the Goethe Institute, New Delhi. Well, like I said, this is really a very short snapshot, a very small one at that, in all that she's accomplished as, in playing different roles, both in her personal and her professional career. The multifaceted personality that she is so simple, modest, and she just talks as though it's all really very easy to achieve. But Dr. Mrs. Deepali Telang, thanks so much for joining us this evening. And I'd be more than happy to hand it over to you to talk to us for the next few minutes.
Okay. Namaskar. I'm Dr. Dipali Telang. I'm the wife of Consul General of India, Amit Telang. I'm a dental surgeon, as Shri Lakshmi said, and working presently as a German teacher. First of all, thank you all for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts here. Yeah, as all of you know, life of an expat is not easy. It's just like a plant which has been uprooted from its spot and then struggles to adapt to the new environment and spread its roots there. So, as expats, we all face different challenges when we shift to a new country because of our limited knowledge of the rules and regulations there, or because of our limited conversational skills in the native language. So, and these limitations can really make our life quite difficult in the initial few years, I would say. So I have also experienced many such phases after my moves. So I can just give you one example, like when we were in Berlin back in 2006. We were living in a small apartment which was much away from the city center, and we were waiting for the Deutsche Telekom person to come and install the connection. Deutsche Telekom was on strike. So after the strike ended, we got an appointment, and after a long wait, this person, a technician, came to install the connection. And after doing the initial steps, he tried to ask me the way to Keller. But because of my limit, because I couldn't speak German at that time, I couldn't understand, and I couldn't answer this simple thing. And he just went away without installing the connection. And my that hope for having a telephone connection, for having the contact with the rest of the world, it was again postponed to the further date. So I think all of us must have experiences such difficulties, such hiccups in their initial period, on the home front, at workplace, at school. We all struggle during the initial period when we shift to a new place. And looking back at all these experiences, when I just kind of summarize, I think the life in Germany is not that difficult. There are many good things about it. There are many great aspects about it. For example, the public transport network here is great. The quality of air, quality of vegetables and fruits we get here is excellent. And the social support system, and there are so many, the infrastructure here, there are so many good things to add on. Yeah, but as an expat, because we come from a different cultural background, and the set of rules and regulations are different in different countries, we face initial difficulties. And just what we need to avoid these unpleasant experiences, we just need a good knowledge of these rules and regulations and a proper insight in the life in this new country, or would say here in this case Germany. And I think that is the thing what Swasti Shri initiative will be doing. Yeah, informing the Indian expats about different rules and regulations, touching considering different aspects of life, from school to education to financial literacy. They are going to cover all these topics, and I'm sure that this series of webinars will be really useful to all the Indian expats, be it a homemaker, a job seeker, or a student. And I would recommend them to attend and benefit from these web series. Yeah. And I would like to thank the Swasti Shri initiative team for taking up this initiative. And lastly, I would like to wish Swasti Shri initiative founder Malti Krishnaswamy and her entire team all the best for their future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I mean, this is a real life inspirational story, right? The person who could not, translate or respond to, the question with Keller is now teaching German worldwide. There couldn't have been, better real life inspirational stories. Well, thanks for sharing this, and this sure gives all of us a lot of hope. Like we said, I mean, no one is alone. Each one of us has had one or the other problem, which another person also had, and probably another person also found a solution for it. So that's the very reason why we really encourage all of you to write in more, to share questions, ask questions, share your ideas, solutions, and so on. But Dr. Telang, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. Experiences are meant to be shared, and yeah, we derive inspiration and learnings from yours. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Great. So with that, then let's quickly kind of also summarize so far on how we get into Bhogya online, and I'd also like to, give an overview of what's upcoming already with the webinar series. Malati, would you like to probably just give another one or two sentences about how people get into Bhogya online, and then then probably I can tell them what's already upcoming, because we see a few people also joined while Doctor was talking.
Yeah, I mean, it was like you very rightly said, Sri Lakshmi, it was wonderful listening to Dr. Deepali Telang with her wide experience as a diplomat's spouse. I mean, problems or challenges don't escape even such people. And the way she handled from, like you rightly mentioned, from not knowing how to reply to being a German teacher is amazing. And also, maybe I would like to ask Dr. Telang. She herself was a career woman. I mean, she is a dental surgeon, and maybe a little bit more about that, ma'am, and why you chose to become a German teacher.
So Malati, actually, it wasn't easy for me because my first profession was my passion. I really gave a lot of, I gave many years of my life for that, and I was not really willing to give up that profession, and that was also a struggle for me in the initial period. But and in after coming to Berlin, I tried to work here with several dental surgeons. Naturally, I was not allowed to work as a dental surgeon. I was just allowed to do the hospitation. So, like, kind of, I was just allowed to watch them and assist them. So it was not a very fulfilling experience for me, and and I tried to work with a lady dentist at Mohrenplatz, and after all these experiences, I decided no, I should now. I finally accepted the reality that I won't be able to practice this profession in every part of the world wherever I move. So I accepted it, and then I then focused on learning German, and I continued with learning German then finally, because as they say also in German, that man denkt und Gott lenkt, or like man, yeah,
Man
I,
proposes,
yeah,
God disposes.
God disposes. Like life never goes as per, not always goes as per our plans. So we have to be flexible, and we have to accept the way life takes us. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and I was from, I think from the beginning, I was always a very ambitious career woman, and I topped in my all university exams, and I always wanted to be a successful career woman. But somehow then life takes you to such points that you have to then um, yeah, change your ways, and you have to be flexible. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, ma'am. Thank you. I mean, I have heard of a similar stories shared by quite a few doctors who move to Germany as spouses. And it's not only with the medical profession, ma'am, it's also with the legal profession. Even I know of an Ayurvedic doctors who are not allowed to practice here. Now, I think there's kind of an association that has been formed, and we have one representative from this association who is now part of our audience. So there are some stories which have become very positive. Like now, dental surgeons or dental dentists are now able to practice or get an equivalent certificate here in Germany. So things have changed from the day I came to Germany to now. It's like 20 years almost. So a lot of things have changed. So we are going to be talking about all of these. So maybe I can share some of the topics that we have in mind, not all of them. So you have to wait. So I like to keep it a secret. So so these webinars would happen on the first Sunday of every month at 4 o'clock German time. So 4 p.m. CET, Sundays, first Sunday of every month. So that means the first webinar would be on the November 7th, shortly after Diwali. And the topic for that is going to be arts and culture. So we know a lot of artists, professional artists. They travel here as spouses or for studies, or it could be whatever reason they are here in Germany, and they they have faced a lot of struggles. One, they do not have a platform where they can perform, and in the initial days, they did not even have the right kind of audience that would appreciate their performance. So it's a topic that we are going to be talking about arts and about culture. Like I said, we come with a rich tradition, with a very rich culture, one of the oldest cultures in the world, or the oldest culture in the world. And it's very easy for anyone to get waylaid and choose something else that is more convenient or comfortable. And we are going to have a speaker who's going to be talking about why it is important to maintain your cultural identity, why it is important for you as an individual to have that cultural identity, and also talk about the dual identity that the next generation of kids who are born and are growing up here would have. So that's going to be the first topic. The second one is something that's very dear to every Indian. Yeah, it's food and festivities. So it's all about that. It's about food associated with the festivity and food as such. So that's going to be on the first Sunday of December, again at 4 o'clock CET, 4 p.m. CET. And the third webinar is going to be about the Indian knowledge systems. So at Bogya, I told you that we are driven by the three-word culture, which is engage, enrich, and elevate. So under engage, we bring to you a lot of curated, I underline the word curated events. What I mean by curated events are that, if there are any event organizers here, we have quite a few here. It means that we offer end-to-end event management services, just like maybe Eventbrite, but on a very micro scale, because we are just taking our baby steps. We can offer you the entire gamut of services. There's only one catch. It's the events that come up on Bogya are only events that promote the Indian art, heritage, culture, and tradition. We want the expat Indians growing up outside of India to have a chance to experience this in its most authentic form. So that's what we do. So if you are a traditional Bharatanatyam dancer, you have an event that's coming up, please feel free to write to us. Or if you have a dance drama that is happening, so the very first event that was launched on Bogya was Shri Krishna, a dance drama. You don't know the amount, I mean, the kind of joy that I experienced hosting that event on our platform was just, I have no words to talk about it now. So this is what we do. And then we have curated courses based on the Indian knowledge systems. Now we have this new educational policy that has come up in India. And in that, there is a possibility to learn about a lot of the traditional Indian knowledge systems based on our scriptures. So we have this possibility now. Bogya is tying up with a lot of universities in India and outside of India to provide a lot of online certificate courses. So that's another thing that you can engage yourself with. And we have lots of such things in store. And I would be very happy. I can go on and on. I don't think we all have the time to do that. So I'll quickly answer Sri Lakshmi's question as to how one can get online on Bogya. So it's very simple. You type www.bhogya.online. And well, you can see engage and enrich on the top bar. Elevate is still to come because we are working on it. So that is a space that is maintained for the experts to be able to give back to the society. So that elevate section, we are going to be building on that. So it would contain, we would be inviting experts from time to time. And if you have any questions, you can ask and you get the answer. So it would be an expert Q&A section. And also we would, in Germany, I have come across whenever we have a calamity in India, there's always this problem of donation. So we want to donate, we don't know how to donate. So that is another thing that we are going to be taking up. At this point of time, I would like to tell you, or I would like to share that Bhogya.online is a platform for the expat Indians by an expat Indian and our team. And it doesn't limit the services available only to the expat Indians, but it is also available for those who are interested in knowing what India is all about and what can she offer to the world. Well, we have lots to offer to the world, and Bogya is very happy to share all of them on her platform. And so you can also find more about us on our Facebook page. It's again Bogya.online. On our Instagram, again Bogya.online. On Twitter, we have just started, again Bogya.online, at Bogya.online. We are there on LinkedIn. We are there on Pinterest. So we are a growing platform. So you can reach us, and or you have a simple contact form on our website. So you can simply you can go to the contact us page on top and then write to us and you'll be replied to. So this is what is all about, Bogya is all about. And thanks for being here. Without the audience, nothing is great, right? So yeah, over to you, Sri Lakshmi.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I was just wondering when, both you ladies were talking, I'm like, okay, now, for instance, doctor, she's been, she's been a dentist. She is a German teacher, the spouse of a, diplomat. And what more, ma'am, could you possibly do? I mean, I was just wondering, do you have other ambitions yet, doctor? That you would like to share with us? Any ambition or anything that you do during your free time?
I do a lot of things during my free time.
Do you have free time? That's my question.
But whenever I have, I try to do many things. I like creating more things out of recycling and repurposing. So that is also something I love to do. And when I was in India, as you said, I was also office bearer of this External Affairs Spouses Association. So we have so many good dedicated NGOs working in India, working for different causes. So what I really used to love, I used to go and visit them, used to see what work they are doing, and whatever way, whatever I can help them, I used to do that. So that also gives me an immense pleasure to kind of contribute socially, in whatever way possible.
Wonderful. 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 Thank you so much, ma'am. And I hope audience, all of you have got the details from Malati regarding how to join, Bhogya online, and also how to continue with the webinars. She's also given us a snapshot of what's upcoming immediately. So please mark, block the first Sundays evening, 4 p.m. CET from the coming month onwards in your calendars. We'd really be extremely excited to, share that time with all of you. I'm sure it is going to be enriching to all of us. So please already make note of this time in your calendars. As I say that, I'd like to really open the rest of the time, about 12 minutes or so, or at least the next 10 minutes. Let's reserve the last 2 minutes, to thank each other and say bye-bye. But at least for the next 5 to 10 minutes, I would really encourage audience to ask questions. We are now in the Q&A session of the program. So audience, any more question or anything else that you want to share about? Any feedback, comment about this evening itself? You're free to do so now. You don't have to think of writing in the chat window any longer. We'd like to hear any of you. Literally hear, turn on your cameras and just start talking. It isn't that difficult, trust me. I've been talking for the past some time, and Doctor has, been talking. Malati has been talking. It isn't difficult. We'd really love to hear your feedback or questions. Good. Looks like Malati, we have everyone on board. Okay, everyone on board for the initiative. Yeah, I now see a few cameras being turned on. Congratulations. Thank you for that. And
Yeah, we would like to see every one of you. You can turn on your camera. You're most welcome to share your comments, feedback, or if there is any topic that you want us to address, we would be most happy to have a look at it, consider it, find the speakers for that. Or if you know any speaker in Germany who you think would be able to contribute well for this webinar series, for the Swasti Shri webinar series, please feel free to reach out to us. So you can write to us at info@Bhogya.online. info@Bhogya.online.
Okay, let me also. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the note. Malati, I guess, you have to unmute.
Yeah, just done. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's
thank you.
awesome. Congratulations, Malati, and great work, Shri Lakshmi, and so good to see Dr. Telang and hear her achievements. We've had a couple of sessions with her, and yes, her repurposing is something that I think all of us, have loved that session, and I think a lot should be done. So maybe you could have her to show us how to repurpose, because that's the future at the moment. And I think this COVID times have taught us to have less. We don't need so much. I'm already thinking what I can do. So yes, that would be awesome if you could also have a session like that with everyone, so we can all do. Awesome work, Malati, and we are looking forward to your sessions. I always feel that awareness and bringing people together really makes a big difference. And as a community, away from the country, we miss out on so many opportunities. Our children also, with the way life is, they miss out on a lot of things. So it's a great initiative, that you are doing. You've started. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for speaking up. Thank you.
Thanks, Ruchi. I would just like to add to what Ruchi said when she mentioned for kids growing away from our homeland. So we have taken all measures to ensure that even kids are safe on our platform. So we recently had, during the summer, we had a workshop called the Dasavatara workshop, where kids as young as 5 years had participated. So this is what we aim to do. We want the platform to be able to cater to the needs of even very young kids. We have audio stories for young kids. In all the aim is to have audio stories in all the vernacular languages from India. Currently, we have only a few. So if any of you is interested, again, please write to us on info@Bogya.online. We need people who can contribute for the growth of the platform. Like I said, it is for the community, for the expat Indian community, and I welcome anyone to contribute. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you. We have more questions in the chat. Varsha Vasudevan writes these questions, writes them. What difficulties did Dr. Telang face while learning German? That's the first question. Yeah, would you like to take that up first?
Yeah, hello Varsha. So, yeah, to be very honest, learning German was not that easy in the beginning because I used to just take my daughter to the kindergarten, and in that time I used to go to learn German, and I was not a kind of language person because I have studied medicine. So I was the one who always used to get less marks in language papers. Yeah, so I never thought that languages are my strength. But still, then when I was forced to learn because I needed it for the survival, so slowly I started learning German and I kind of developed my own friend circle also. I learned A1, A2, B1, and we were the same set of people who were like learning it together. So I really enjoyed learning with my friends, and somehow learning language is not just language. You also get an insight in the culture. You also come to know how the Germans think, how they usually behave, what are their traditions. Language learning was a very good experience for me here, and I could see the difference. Like earlier, when I used to ask them that I don't know this way, could you please explain me? Like the people will not really care to explain. But even what I have seen here, if you make a little attempt, if you try to speak little bit of German, they'll really go beyond and they'll try to help you. The only thing is you have to take the first step. You have to try, you have to make some efforts to learn and speak their language, and they will take 4 steps ahead to help you out. So it's always up to us. And I think the as you go ahead, as I did my B1 B2 level, it became always more and more interesting for me. And believe me, like when I did my C2 level was the toughest one, but I enjoyed it the most because the kind of topics they all teach here, they are really interesting and from the different fields. So if you're thinking of learning German, I'll say just start it now and you'll really enjoy the process.
Wonderful. Thank you, ma'am. Varsha Vasudevan also compliments you with her next question. She asks, how long did it take for her, that's for you, to gain confidence to teach a foreign language? Because she feels it's rather admirable to do this, especially sitting in Germany. So how long it took you the confidence to teach this language? And Nagashri from Karlsruhe also asks about the same question. Thank you, Nagashri and Varsha. How challenging was it to become a German teacher in Germany? And another question from Nagashri. Another comment, her experience. She says she also got to learn about other cultures in German class, especially during the discussions, and that for Nagashri was an interesting part. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Nagashri. Thank you so much. Getting to learn about other cultures in your German class, and yeah, that you enjoyed this part during your discussions. Thanks so much for sharing that. Yeah. So ma'am, how long did it take for you to gain the confidence and actually be a German teacher here in Germany?
The confidence part, actually, I think all women, they are blessed with this language skills.
Yeah.
So, and because this is because we always have this desire to speak, to communicate. Yeah. So, actually, for me to complete my this whole journey till C2, I think it must have taken 3 to 4 years. And after that, I started my Gruner's diploma in Goethe Institute. I started it in Goethe Institute, New Delhi. I was there for 1 year. Then we were transferred to Moscow. So it was not easy to continue it in Moscow, but fortunately, I have a very good director there in Goethe Institute, Moscow. She supported me in each and every way, and then I was able to continue it there. I completed it, I think, after 8 months or so in Moscow, and then I started teaching German in Moscow with to the Russian kids without knowing a word of Russian. So
No.
that was the bigger challenge. And even in the beginning, they gave me some some German course for the teenagers. So these teenagers, they were from the school, and they were like really like typical teenagers, were quite difficult to control. And I never thought I would be able to teach them German. And once I just was depressed, I was sitting in the teacher's room, and the other Russian teacher asked me, why are you feeling so low? I said, these students are like, they're not willing to listen. She said, no, nothing. The youngsters courses are like that. Just go to the class tomorrow, make a list, take the list of their parents' phone numbers, and tell them, I have your parents' phone number, and then they will be okay the next day. And it really worked. So we all face different challenges. The only thing is, yeah, we have to just continue, and yeah, just don't give. That's the only mantra I can give you.
Absolutely. I mean, that's like a universal mantra, right? Just keep going, just keep going. Oh wow, that, I mean, yeah, the incidents, yeah, sound humorous now, but I'm sure it wouldn't have been this humorous when you were through them yourself. But yeah, thanks, doctor. Thank you so much. So yes, thank you again, Varsha and Nagashri, for those questions, and thanks to everyone who also wrote in the comments. Kalpita, Ruchi, Nikhil, Rajagopalan, and Malti herself wrote. Yeah, but that was the yeah, website address, and yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much. Anything else? Anyone would still like to mention, or any other suggestion? Any other comment before we finally say the thank you, bye for the evening? Good. Yeah.
Lakshmi.
Yes.
It will be wonderful if all the audience can come up with one topic that they would want us to address on Swasti Shri.
Why not? Yeah. Do we have topics? Audience, this is your chance, okay? I mean, yeah. Ask for what topic you want, and Malti will take care of having it organized for you.
Please write in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, I can also see Gayatri Puranik raising her hand.
Career
Yes,
options.
go ahead.
Yes.
Career options.
Career options.
Career options, okay.
Malati had already mentioned about children who grow up in Germany, and I was quite surprised. My daughters are born and brought up in Germany, and now they are they've almost finished their college education, and I was surprised to hear about how they seem to have suffered because they didn't feel either Indian or German. And I thought they were very stable. I thought, they were doing marvelously. But now, yeah, I realize especially my younger daughter, I mean, she has become more active in the BIPOC movement, etc., because she can empathize with people who are different to mainstream. And so I'm very glad Martha has taken up that chapter as well about, children growing up in different cultural settings. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Gayatri. It's always a pleasure to interact with you and have your support. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, Nagashri.
Sorry, yeah, I raised my hand a little too late. But
No
Karita
worries.
and Landratsamt are doing a lot of kind of integration for uh, youth and also for foreigners who come in new. Maybe it's a good idea also to kind of integrate them along with some of your sessions in Bogya. That may be a good idea because yeah, I myself also volunteer myself for Caritas and Landratsamt activities with foreigners for integrating and other purposes. So I know that they're doing a lot, especially Caritas Mannheim. So maybe you can look at their website and get more ideas.
Yeah, I'll reach out to you, Nagashri, again.
Sure. Especially the point from Gayatri surprised me now because my son is just getting into the university and I've never had the opportunity to talk to him about how he feels about being a half German or a half Indian because he's born, brought up here, so he's German by by his nature, thinking process, but I've imposed Indian culture on him to quite an extent. So I don't know if there's really a confusion. It's actually made me think today after Gayatri's point. Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to your next sessions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, this is exactly, what happens when you start sharing. Wonderful. So we have quite a few more topics listed as well. Career options was one. Growing Indian vegetables in Germany. That's a nice one, Doctor. Thank you. Suganya writes a topic on starting a business here. And Kalpita writes, start an initiative or startup in Germany. And then Kalpita also writes social initiatives we could be engaged with. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm sure we will make note of all of them, and definitely yes, we will have these sessions arranged as well. Malati, I'm sure you'll be more than happy to take in these inputs.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a look, sit together and brainstorm and see how
Wonderful.
best we can accommodate all these suggestions from our dear audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Girirao Komuri writes, compliments. It's a wonderful initiative. Thank you. Lord Venkateswaraya give more strength and blessings to grow many folds on Bogya activities. Guidance on career opportunities in Germany for our communities, especially for women who move here along with life partners. So again, another request on the career options. And thank you so much, Girirao, for your compliments as well. Appreciate.
Yeah. I would like to add, Sri Lakshmi, Girirao was the first one who actually had that faith in me. He trusted Bogya, and he brought the first customer through whom we had this dance drama, Krishna, a dance drama launched.
Okay.
So special thanks to Girirao Komuri. Maybe he can turn on his video for me.
Wonderful. That's great to know. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's good to know. Thank you so much, Mr.
He's a dear friend whom we know since I think more than 12 years.
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice. That's very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Great. Yeah. Keep your comments coming in. And like I said, Malti also already mentioned, please make use of the social media and of the website itself to get in touch with Bhogya.online. And we got to then work on your inputs, and for sure we will have all of them, organized and materialized as well. With that said, we are at the Malti. You wanted?
Yes. I just wanted to mention that all of these webinars are free of cost. You only have to register on our platform as and when the webinar is up on the platform. We will also share it on our social media channels. So please, each one of you today, if you're convinced that we are doing the right thing, that we are taking the right step, please register. Even if you don't think it's a topic that is going to benefit you, please share it with your friends, with your networks. And again, I would like to reiterate, this is for the expat Indian community. And I would say this community, this land, Germany has given us a lot, and it is our way of giving back. I meet a lot of newcomers to Germany, and I see, though they are happy to be here, it gives them a lot of independence. It gives them, like ma'am mentioned, the infrastructure is good. The life in general, the everyday life in general is amazing. We have a very comfortable life here, but then there is a slight amount of sadness that I see in, like Giri Rao has mentioned, the women who come here, even though they are very well qualified, there are problems finding the right kind of career for them. So we definitely have that on our agenda, and we please share this information with your friends and your extended networks. It will be really helpful, and only with the support of a community do we feel encouraged and motivated to go forward. So yeah, I expect you all, I would request you all to support us in this.
No, I'm sure, yes. Great, then with that, yeah, we are 8 minutes overboard, but I think this was, yeah, this, just digest that 8 minutes overboard, okay? We just remain, we just left with the vote of thanks, and then, yeah, we'd say bye-bye. Yeah, Malati, if you want to thank the audience and thank all of us.
Yeah, yes. I would like to start by thanking Dr. Dipali Telang for, when I approached her with this topic and requested her to be the guest of honor for this evening, she immediately agreed. She just had a few questions here and there, but I think they were all very basic questions. And I sincerely thank ma'am for being here today, and sharing your experience as an expat, and also as a diplomat's wife. Your experience, definitely there are a lot of things that we can learn, very inspiring, to move away from being a career woman and take a back seat, then learn a new language and then become a teacher. Learning German is never easy. Der, die, das still kills me. So it's never easy. So thank you, ma'am, for all the for sharing your real life experiences. So it is kind of motivating more, because it's like I can also experience that. I've been there, so I can also do it. So it gives the confidence for everyone. Thank you, ma'am, and we definitely will take your guidance, since you're going to be here for a little longer before you move to another country. We definitely seek your support and guidance in ways to talk about ways in which we can support the community here. Thank you once again. And I'd like to thank the moderator for today, Sri Lakshmi. She's done an amazing job, and she's also a very dear friend. I thank her for being such a smiling moderator, taking everybody along, and thanks Sri Lakshmi for the.
Thank you, Malati. Pleasure.
And the audience, most of them my friends, my supporters, my well-wishers. Thank you each. I mean, I cannot name each and every one of you. Sri Lakshmi already mentioned that we are 8 minutes overboard. So, but nevertheless, I thank each and every one of you for being here, supporting us from the beginning and continuing your support. Thank you, each one of you. And last but not the least, I would again like to thank my family for all the support, because there have been days when I refused to do whatever I was supposed to do at home. So somebody else had to take turns. So a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of anxious moments, but they have been through it all. And yeah, my heartfelt thanks. And finally, I thank Almighty for giving me this opportunity and the inner strength to take this along with the community. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much as well. And yeah, dear audience, we really hope you had a quality time, and we really look forward to engaging with you more in the upcoming days and months as well. Thank you all once again for joining us this evening, and look forward to talk to you all and see you all again. Namaskaram.